A new report finds Toronto traffic is among the worst in the world. For more on this report, let's bring in our Christina Tenalia, who's also tracking reaction this afternoon. Christina, anybody who's had to sit in Toronto traffic knows how brutal it can be.
Like these people here at Spadina and Front, where while I was waiting to go live 15 minutes ago, there were horns honking for a good 20 seconds here as cars were stuck in intersections. Of course, there is a streetcar lane in the middle of the intersection. There is some ongoing construction on the west end, plus people are trying to make their way onto the highway. And if there is a Jays game and baseball's in season and the Rogers Center, of course, is around the corner, well, good luck. I want to point out this study, an international study, says that Toronto is the 7th most congested city in the world, the most congested city in this country. And we know that things are getting worse, not only based on this study, but on other reports that have been conducted. So I'm going to bring in Maddie Siemiatycki, who is an expert in cities from the University of Toronto. Maddie, thank you as always so much for joining us.
Hi, Christina. It's nice to be with you.
Thank you. You as well. So Maddie, first of all, any driver in the city I've chatted with, and I'm a driver myself, is not surprised by this report. Let me put it to you. Are you surprised that Toronto is the 7th most congested city in the world? Or are you surprised that it's gotten worse according to this study? That's the numbers that the study has from 2022. In 2021, Toronto was 22nd in the world. Now they're at number 7.
This will be the least surprising study to have ever been released to most Torontonians. We know that we're stuck in traffic, and we know that we're being strangled by gridlock, and you feel it every time you're out on the road. And you feel it all over the city as well. This isn't just a downtown issue. This is right across the city. Now, usually in Toronto, we strive to be world class. We want to be amongst the biggest and most important cities in the world. And in this case, we are. We're up there with London and Paris and New York, the cities that we would just dream of being in their peer group. But in this case, it's for all the wrong reasons. It's for our congestion, and we really need to get a handle on this. It's holding us back immensely in terms of our economy and in terms of social inclusion and people being able to get to where we need to go.
Maddie, why is it getting worse, and who is responsible for this? So I point this out, and I talked about this during the municipal election campaign. Mayor Tory, back when he first ran for mayor in 2014, made a commitment to combat and improve congestion in the city. In September, he put forward, while he was campaigning, an action plan. Do any of these things work, or do we need a whole overhaul, like re-signaling traffic lights, tolling the Gardiner and the DVP, which the mayor said at the time, back during the election, he would be open to? But why is it getting worse, and who is responsible?
So population is growing, and that is putting increased pressure on the system. We've been slow to build increases in public transit. That has taken time, and we're in the midst of a car-based recovery from the pandemic. So that's contributing as well. And then we have construction just all over the place, and that's creating very local blockages. And it's just creating all sorts of challenges. And the types of interventions that are politically feasible are those that will have the least amount of impact, like re-signaling traffic lights and other small interventions that might make us feel good, but aren't really getting at the core of the issue. And the big point around road charging, which has made a difference globally, is a political non-starter here. So instead, we continue to widen highways. We've done it all across the 401 and elsewhere. We're building sprawl around the periphery of the region, and it's not working. It's making the problem worse, and we can see it now in these numbers, and it's very clear we need a different approach, and we need to get on it right away.
Maddie Siemiatycki with the University of Toronto, an expert in cities. Maddie, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And Lena, as Maddie noted, this may be the least surprising study on the city of Toronto ever. Let me give you one last quick look at this intersection. This is normal rush hour here, but wait until the light changes. Cars getting stuck in the intersection, people honking, frustration. And as I said, if there's a Jays game, forget it. You're better off sitting downtown and waiting an hour as opposed to trying to get through this sometimes. Back to you.
Yeah, we all know how frustrating that drive can be. Christina, thanks so much for this.